Now for a look at what's on the mind of one Chinese blogger today. Our blogger today is Li Ming, who is a commenter and a blogger who blogs on 163.com. Now, as we've reported here on China Take before, the Hurun Research Institute and Bank of China recently released a joint report on China's management of private wealth in 2011. After conducting interviews and collecting questionnaires in 18 cities nationwide, the report pointed out that 14% of all the country's millionaires have immigrated to foreign countries or are applying for immigration. Also, nearly half of China's millionaires are currently thinking about immigration. This year's Hurun Wealth list shows a fourth of the upper class making their fortune in the real estate industry. Now, the report has generated a lot of criticism online, with much anger being directed toward the wealthy. But our poster here paints a different picture. Here's what he has to say. There has been quite a lot of criticism online about those with the means to choose to immigrate to foreign countries. But we should be objective and try to figure out why these people would want to move to a place where resources aren't as cheap as they are in China, along with the major task of adapting to the country's culture while they're approaching or in middle age. That's because many of them aren't pursuing money, but a safer and healthier environment to live in. I also think the kind of people placing blame know this as well. The reason they're so upset at the upper class is because they want the same thing, maybe even more so, but don't have the means to make it happen. The environment they're living in is more dangerous than the wealthy. For example, they can't avoid the poison from many food scandals like milk powder and gull oil. They can't afford basic medical treatment. That's why we see many of them choosing extreme ways to escape. For example, in the Dover tragedy back in 2000, when 58 Chinese illegal immigrants died in the back of a truck that was bound for the UK. I just want to say it's not only rich people who want to immigrate. Everyone wants to. This is a problem that needs to be considered by the government, creating a society that makes people feel safer and one they would like to stay in. Now, this blog has gotten a lot of comments from many people online, and one commenter agrees with the blogger. He says, "I can't agree more. Take the US as an example. You can fulfill your American dream there because the competition is more even." This next commenter says, "What we are afraid of is not poverty, but the decline of morality. We sometimes feel really desperate when living in a place where there's no justice." But this last commenter disagrees with the blogger, saying, "I don't agree. Ordinary people don't have as many excessive desires like rich people. What we require is much simpler, so we are more likely to be satisfied with the lives that we have." And those were just some opinions from the blogosphere, and those were some opinions from those who read it. Next up, we asked people on the streets of Beijing, what's wrong with taxi drivers?